On guys, this is Rico and this is Suave Tech. I'm gonna bring you tech videos every single week, and today I want to talk about the Note 20 Ultra versus the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Now, don't get me wrong, at the end of the video, either way you go, you're gonna be happy with these phones. These phones are beasts. Price for both these phones, they're pretty much the same price. If you go on to Samsung's website right now, it's pretty close in price to what it was when it came out. However, they have a pretty aggressive trade-in program, so up to $550 depending on what phone that you trade in. I'll put a link in the description below just so you guys can see. You know, if you have a newer old phone, or even if you have a couple of generations older, you might be surprised at how much you can get for your phone with Samsung. The same goes for Apple. What I saw on their website when I went on to Apple, they have up to $350 at the time of this video. So not quite as aggressive with the trade-in plan, but you are going to get some money when you trade in a phone or an iPhone with Apple as well. So I'll throw a link in the description below for that as well. So if you guys, are looking to get these phones, you're not going to have to pay full price for these phones. I will say the Note 20 Ultra at base price, like their original price, is a little bit more expensive than the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Another thing I wanted to talk about when it came to the iPhone is the screen. So it's a little bit weird, and I know there's a way you can change it to vibrant mode on iPhone. I'm not going to waste your details with that. If you want to know about that, you can ask me about that in the comments below. The screen on the iPhone is a lot more dull. Now, using it day to day, it's not a huge deal. Again, you're going to acclimate to this. You're going to get used to it. It's not going to be something that you're going to notice every day. However, if you're coming from an Android phone, and I guess specifically the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, you are going to notice a difference in the vividness of the screen. The thing I'll say about the screens as far as the Note 20 versus the iPhone 12 Pro Max is the refresh rate. So refresh rate just means how smoothly something goes across the screen on your phone. An example of that being when you're scrolling through Instagram, how smooth is it going to be? Are you going to be able to see it a little bit better than you are on a different screen? So 120 hertz is better than 60, and that's what you're going to get on the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. You're going to get 120 hertz refresh rate, as opposed to on the iPhone 12 Pro Max, you're going to get 60 hertz. Again, is this a deal breaker on a day-to-day user? No. I guarantee you that you're going to acclimate to it, unless you're a super heavy into tech like a lot of the other tech YouTubers out there, and some a little bit like me. I'm not heavy into tech, but I do appreciate better quality tech. If you're an average user, you're not going to care about this. Even if you're coming from, I'll tell you from experience, my personal experience, coming from the Note 20 Ultra to the iPhone 12 Pro Max, I went from 120 hertz variable refresh rate, which means it's not always like that. It only uses it when you have to. Like I said, when you're scrolling through Instagram, not on all the time. But when you're going from that to 60 refresh rate on the iPhone 12 Pro Max, you're going to notice a difference immediately. I guarantee you. Talking again from personal experience. However, using the iPhone 12 Pro Max more often for this past month, or actually that's my phone for the past month, I did not realize it, or it I acclimated to it rather. So I got used to it. I would say that if you're going to do the iPhone 12 Pro Max, don't worry about refresh rate. That's not going to be a deal breaker. That shouldn't be a deal breaker, at least for anybody getting this phone. Now I will say it kind of sucks when you're talking about you call the phone 12 Pro Max, that they're not giving you every single thing that you can use in this phone, because this phone actually does use a Samsung screen. This phone actually is capable, according to some resources online, it is capable of 120 hertz refresh rate. For whatever reason, and a lot of the guesses that I've heard out there have been battery life, Apple decided that they weren't going to use that. So it's a little weird when you're paying that much for a phone. Not as much as the Note 20, but you're paying $1,100 for a phone. I expect the best. And again, you're calling it 12 Pro Max. This should be the top of the line. Everything should be stuffed into this phone. You shouldn't hold any bars, okay? Everything should be in this phone, like the Note 20 Ultra. And don't get me wrong, the Note 20 Ultra is skipping in some areas. But again, if you're talking about pro, a professional phone is going to have the latest professional technology inside of it and utilize it. that should be a gift. The next thing I want to talk to you guys about is the battery life. So the battery life is great on both of these phones. So on the iPhone 12 Pro Max, you have 3,678 milliamp hour battery. Now that's not quite there when it comes to the Note 20 Ultra, which is 4,500 milliamp hours. So basically, iPhone has a smaller battery than the Note 20 Ultra. However, it's pretty close to what the Note 20 Ultra is getting as far as at the end of the day with my battery life. I would say on average, I've gotten probably about 5.5, 6 hours of screen on time. I've been in the 30s, sometimes the 40% when it comes to the iPhone 12 Pro Max. So that's great. I mean, even with that smaller battery, it's optimized itself, or it's doing a lot better than I would expect with that smaller battery. That is the biggest battery out of all the iPhone 12s, and you would expect that it's going to perform a little bit better, but I didn't expect that much better. I don't have an issue at all getting through a full day. So when I'm on the Note 20 Ultra, it's super bright. I personally like a bright phone. Some people don't like a bright phone. They don't like a lot of colors, popping out and everything, but that's what the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra gives you. It gives you that popping color. And not just when you're looking at things on the phone screen itself. If you're taking a picture, and like I said, I'm gonna throw some pictures up, but you're taking a picture with this, you're gonna get a lot more vibrant colors. You're gonna get brighter photos. And from all of the photo comparisons that I've seen from different YouTubers, seems like a lot of people, myself included, like brighter photos. You wanna see more detail, you wanna see it brighter. If you're looking for something like that, I would say the edge goes to the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra on this. Hands down, it takes brighter photos. You don't have to mess around with anything right out of the box. I haven't changed any settings on any of the photos. I haven't changed any settings on the video settings. So I'm just going straight out the box. You want your phone to work for you, it's gonna be the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra when it comes to bright pictures. I will say the iPhone takes a bit more realistic pictures. When I say realistic, I want to say it looks a little bit more like if I were to show you in real life. During the nighttime, one thing I will say about the iPhone, and maybe this is something that you can turn off, or you can go through a different avenue to get off when you're using the iPhone. But again, I want these phones to work right out of the box the way that I want. If I wanted night mode on all the time, I would switch to night mode. So that's one of the things I found frustrating with the iPhone. When I was out, in a dark area, it would switch on night mode automatically. Now I will say that the night mode took a few less seconds than the Note 20 Ultra's night mode. But again, I don't always need the night mode on. Sometimes I might want to take a picture that looks like the actual thing that I'm seeing. A little weird there, but it wasn't a huge deal, except for one of the pictures that I took in night mode. It really brought out the lights, and I'm not sure exactly what happened. Again, I didn't change any settings in the iPhone. These are all stock photos, straight out of the box, no settings changed. The iPhone just couldn't do it, and that might have to do with the fact that the night mode is always on. So if you're getting an iPhone, if you're getting it for those night shots, or if you're doing some kind of night shots for your job, something like that on your phone, I would say be cautious when it comes to the iPhone. You might have to do some extra steps just to get it to turn out the way that you want. Selfies look a lot different on the iPhone 12 Pro Max than they do on the Galaxy Note 20. And so if you're looking for something that's not gonna, I guess they call it beauty mode, or like smooth your skin over, make you a little bit brighter. I did notice that with the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, when I'm taking a selfie, it would make me a lot brighter, as opposed to the iPhone 12 Pro Max makes me pretty much my same color that I am in real life, and you can see a lot more detail as far as like you see pores in my face. It's just a more realistic picture. I'm gonna be honest with you, if I'm going with selfies, I do like a little bit more of the smooth over look. I look a little bit better, especially after work, sending a selfie to somebody. So if you like that, I would go with the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. But I've heard other people say, not just on YouTube, but in real life, they like the fact that the iPhone 12 Pro Max keeps it real, so to speak, when it comes to selfie pictures. Another thing that I wanted to talk about when it came to the iPhone 12 Pro Max is the feel of it. So I actually did a comparison side by side. These phones are pretty much the same width, and that's without the case on it. One of the things that I kind of found interesting is that because of the shape of the iPhone 12 Pro Max, you're not getting the same kind of confidence when you're holding that phone. So I rock a case on both of my phones, and I gotta say, because of the boxy squared off look of the iPhone 12 Pro Max, it's gonna be noticeably harder to hold in the hand. Again, is this a deal breaker for people? Maybe. For me, it's not. I'm a bigger guy, so it's not that big of a deal. For someone who doesn't have big hands or, has small hands, you're gonna notice it. And this is gonna be a two-handed phone. I've said that before in my videos. I'll say again, this is a two-handed phone. But with the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, I noticed it's a lot easier to hold in one hand. If I'm watching something on Snapchat, easier to hold in one hand. Especially if I'm, laying in bed trying to watch something up top. I wouldn't trust it above your head with an iPhone 12 Pro Max. Thing's gonna fly out your hand, it's gonna hit you in the face, and this is a heavy phone. It's heavier than the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. It's gonna hurt when it hits, okay? If you, again, have any questions, leave a comment below. Go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and like this video. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys every single day. I'm out.